welcome to the Autumn Poppy Designs podcast. My name is Paula and I'm coming to you from Cambridge, Ontario in Canada. So this is not episode 3. No. This is the Year of Socks KAL episode where I talk about the Year of Socks I've been hosting over on Instagram. So last year in like October, I had this crazy idea that I was gonna release a pattern for a pair of socks every month for 12 months. And each pair of socks was gonna be themed around the month. So I got in touch with some beautiful Canadian indie dyers and we chatted. We came up with colorways and here we are. So let's get started. The first pair I released was in January. So every pattern gets released on the 2nd of every month. So on January 2nd, I released the Dark Forest socks. So these are knit cuff down with a 1x1 twisted rib. They have this beautiful cable pattern that runs down the foot, the outside of the foot. It's not really cabled, it's more of like twisted, like twisting 2 stitches. So I knit it without a cable needle. It's very easy. We have a eye of partridge heel flap and gusset, and then my favorite toe. Yeah. So this pattern was designed with the idea that, well, it's really hard to explain where my inspiration for each month came from. It's more like I saw a picture, gave me an idea, and we went from there. The yarn is from Akara Yarns, Rose. She actually called this colorway Dark Forest, and that gave me the idea for the name. But to me, January is filled with these beautiful, beautiful trees. So I wanted that. And it's all dark and dreary and snowy, and yeah, it's kind of it. So yeah, so that was January. Then on February 2nd, I released the Sparkle and Shine socks. Sorry, the diamond motif is like right in the middle of the foot. There we go. So these are actually knit toe up with using Judy's Magic Cast On, which is my favorite method of casting on for toe up socks. And then the diamond motif is worked on the front, exactly in the middle. There's gusset increases, a heel flap and gusset, and a 1x1 rib with a sewn bind off. So the yarn was dyed in collaboration with Crux Fibers. Don't know how well you can see that. There we go. Oh. And it is just so beautiful. Brittany did such an amazing job. There's speckling in like 5 or 6 colors and different shades of those colors, and the overall color is like this blush pink, and the mini that came with it is her sage color. And yeah, I love these socks so much. They're just so beautiful. Next, we have March. So this one was designed with the Loving Path yarn. Debbie did a beautiful tonal speckled green. There we go. And this beautiful mini, this deep, deep color. And there's these, the speckles are in this bright blue and teal and yellow, like a chartreuse almost. Stunning. And these socks are also knit toe up. I really like toe up socks, but I find if I can't, I want the pattern to be just right. And if I find that the pattern going down looks weird, then you just do a toe up sock. So yeah, so here it is. It's this little lace motif. And it's meant to resemble, what are they called? Clovers. Yes, clovers. That's the word. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same on the other sock. The pattern just runs on the outside of the foot and it blends into the rest of the sock. And it makes me very happy. I really like it. So yeah. Toe up, gusset increases, heel flap and gusset, and a 1x1 twisted rib with the sewn bind off. And yeah, I mean, if you buy the pattern, I have a little description in the notes about where my inspiration came from, so you can read up there. But March made me think of St. Patrick's Day, which made me think of Clovers, and that's where that came from. And February was Valentine's Day, and diamonds are a girl's best friend, and all that kind of stuff. My brain works really weird. I kind of just go off on these little tangents and ideas, and one thing grows into another, which grows into another, and it just, yeah, there's no logical path to follow at all. That's it. That's really it. Okay, so then we have April. In April, I worked with Hypnotized. Hypnotized. Yeah. And this is the color, which is this really, really beautifully tonal blue. Yeah. So these are kind of meant to be shorty socks. They're knit cuff down. I did a tall cuff in a 1x1 rib. There's these, hold on, there's this row of eyelets, and then we have bobbles. See, bobbles. And then there's another eyelet row. There we go. A heel flap and gusset, and just a plain stockinette sock. And I use the same toe for all my sock patterns. The same heel flap and gusset instructions. Yeah, that's it. I really like these. I think they're so fun. And I love baubles on socks. I think they look so great. And this color is just so pretty. Yeah. And then we have May. So, oh, I should say that for April, my inspiration was April showers. Not very original. So these are called the droplet socks. I never said the name. I'm sorry. These are the droplet socks. The colorway is called droplet, and that's where I kind of got the idea for the pattern too, is to make these baubles kind of be like droplets. I don't know. They're cute. That's all that matters. And then I never said the name for the March socks either. Those ones are called Whistling Winds. Yeah. Okay, May. So for May, I worked with Lizzie Ann Yarns. They came up with a beautiful sock set. They dyed up this beautiful tonally speckled pink and this beautiful tonal mini in purple. Yeah, it's perfect. They called the sock set Bloom. The pattern is also called Bloom, and it's a toe-up sock pattern. So I'll show you the motif on the front. It is my most complicated sock pattern in the sense that it's an all-over pattern with cables, cabling and lace and twisted stitches, and this is supposed to be a tulip. And then these made me think of vines and buds. There we go. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to use the mini for both the toe, the heel, and the cuff. And the color is so pretty. I love all these different pops of green and, well, different shades of green and a bit of chartreuse, and there's some red in there, and it really does feel very spring like, and makes me think of gardens and wildflowers, and you can see a bit more on this one. And yeah, so I did a twisted rib, sewn bind off again, and then eye of partridge heel. It's a gusset increases for the toe-up sock, heel flap and gusset. Yeah, I actually really like toe-up, heel flap, and gussets because you don't have to pick up any stitches. You're increasing, and then what happens is you knit the heel in the middle, so you have all these. It's actually really cool how it comes together. So you're increasing, so you get up to about here, and then you start increasing all your stitches, and then you have all these stitches here on hold while you're knitting your heel flap, no, your heel turn, sorry, your heel turn. And then to knit the gusset, the heel flap, you knit across, but then you decrease stitches by joining them to the heel flap. I don't think I'm explaining this very well. You're basically taking something 2D and making it 3D. And it is just so interesting. So these are all decreases right here, because you're taking all these increases and decreasing them in here to make this thing go into this thing, and it's really easy. And I love it. And it's so fast. And if you only knit on 9-inch circulars, you can do the whole sock on 9-inch circulars. There's no need to put any stitches on hold anywhere or move anything around or fuss or anything like that. I love it. All right. The last pattern for the Year of Socks KAL that I have, which is coming out in just a few short days, is the June sock pattern. So I worked with Wild in the Woods for this one. Just getting her tag, give me a second. Serena dyed up a beautiful, beautiful color. There's her tag. She does rustic Canadian wool. Will it focus? Come on. Oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't want to focus. Okay, I will tell you. It's rustic Canadian wool, and and she uses sustainable dyes and salt water, and she's out in Vancouver Island. So it's 100% wool. It's 1 ply. She also uses botanical dyes from herbs and plants that are collected very close, like just around her house, and in her gardens and from the forest and things like that. And she dyed up a lovely, just lovely colorway. I think it's blowing out a little bit. Is this better? I'm still getting used to all this. I'm sorry. Okay, it's this beautifully tonal with pops of color, like these reds and yellows and greens, and when we were chatting about the color we wanted, I gave her the inspiration and I said, my theme for the month is sun, just sunshine, lots and lots of sunshine. So she came up with the idea of roses at sunset. She said she has this beautiful rose bush just out front of her house, and she loves watching the sunset on this rose bush, and that to her said June. So that is the color she came up with. And there's a contrasting mini, which is this lovely tonal green with like almost silver in it. It's just lovely. So it's a shorty sock because it's summer, and summer calls for shorty socks. It's knit toe up, and it has this pattern on it, just on the outside of the foot, and then a 1x1 rib to finish it off. But this is the sunset repeated over and over and over and over. But yeah, that's how I picture that one. So it's the sun setting on her beautiful rose bushes. And I love it. And the yarn has this lovely halo to it. It's very rustic. There was actually pieces of hay, I think, in it. I don't know if you can see here, this. That's not yarn. But yeah. So it was so interesting knitting with it, and it's such a different feel, and haven't really knit with rustic yarns or yarns that are like 100% not merino wool. So I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. It's a completely different feel. Oh, and I should mention that this is actually, I did a fish lips kiss heel, but I include instructions for a German short row heel. Whenever I knit a German short row heel, I end up with gaps and stuff, but other people have great luck with it. They're amazing. They look great, but I like the Fish Lips Kiss heel. It's the same thing. Fish Lips Kiss versus German short row heels. It's exactly the same thing. It's just a different method of how you turn your stitches or you turn your work. That's really it. But yeah, there it is. And yeah, that's it. That's 6 months worth of socks. See, all 6 months. They make me all so happy. I've learned a lot of things, like a lot of things about designing socks, and yeah, I mean, I learned new stitches. I figured out my favorite method of sock knitting. I played around with a lot of stitches. I mean, stitch dictionaries are beautiful, beautiful books. And they are so easy to modify and change and play around, and yeah. And so yeah, so I'm already working on July, which I'm really excited about. It's gonna be something completely out of my comfort zone and completely different, and I'm so excited about that one. And yeah, that's about it. So I want to do a giveaway. I want to give away, see, now I don't know how to do this. I want to give away 6 months. So 6 patterns. I want to give away 6 patterns to one person. Yes. Yes. So in the comments below, please tell me what your favorite method of sock knitting is, whether it's toe up, cuff down, if you have a preference for German short row heels or afterthought heels or heel flap and gussets, anything like that. And I will pick one person to get all 6 patterns. Yep. That's how we'll do that. And yeah, 1 week. Yeah, I will run the giveaway for 1 week. And I'll write all that in the down bar just in case. Yeah, I think that's it. I should say that I am hosting the Year of Socks KAL on Instagram. So if you're not part of that, please feel free to join in. How it works is I will release a pattern on the 2nd. You have until the last day of that month to knit your socks. If I do 2 prize drawings, so if you knit both socks in 1 month, you are entered for a big prize. And then if you just cast on and knit a little bit of the sock, that's a smaller prize drawing. Yeah. And then I'm doing a bigger prize drawing at the end of the year for anybody who's knit all 12 pairs of socks. And it'll be a big one. But please know that you do not have to knit all 12 pairs in their given months. You can, if you decide to wait to the end and knit all 12 pairs in December, then good for you. Go for it if that's what you want to do. But yeah, you have to be finished all 12 pairs. Yeah. And that's it. That's actually really it. So thank you so much for watching. And I hope you join in. It's been really fun seeing everybody who's participated. I love seeing all the different colorways that people use to knit their socks, and I actually really enjoy seeing modifications that people make. It lets me know what you like and how maybe I should be changing the patterns that I'm designing and things like that. So thank you to everybody who's actually purchased one of the patterns. That it really means the world to me. It really, really means the world to me. Like, it's just amazing to be supported by you guys, to see that you actually really like what I'm putting out, and it keeps me motivated. Definitely keeps me motivated. I have a lot of ideas. There's a lot of things I want to knit and design, and just to see you actually enjoy the things that I'm putting out there makes me very, very happy. So thank you so much. Yeah, okay, I'm done. I'm done. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you join in, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely weekend and month and however long until we speak again. Bye.